We saw some turkeys on the road this morning, and that's what we're getting ready for. There's 20 turkeys coming down the road right now. Then we come up here to film a turkey hunting video, and these guys all show up. It's turkey season, folks, and we're going to see today if there's a lot of difference between 12 gauge and 10 gauge when it comes to your turkey hunt. Let's get started. The 12 gauge shotgun we've got today is a Brunelli Supernova. It's got a nice camo pattern on it. It's got a 26-inch barrel, and I've got the full choke tube screwed into the end of it, so it's as constricted as can be. And let's take a look at our 10 gauge. We'll see how this compares. The 10 gauge we've got today is made by New England Firearms, and it is very similar to the Harrington and Richardson Partners. This one's called the SB2 model, and they all kind of work the same. They have two hammer-like things in the back. The first one that's kind of lower and smaller, if you push that, it opens it up. And if you look, there's this little ejector right there. Okay, as we open it, you see it, and then it flicks the shell out like that. Makes it a lot of fun. Open it up, and that shell just goes flying out. The 10 gauge has a lot of recoil, but let me show you the ammo. We're going to be getting a lot of recoil from both guns today. For our ammo today in 10 gauge, we've got this Federal Premium High Energy Turkey Load. Again, 10 gauge, 3.5 inch. We got 2 ounces of number 5 shot, and it says it's going 1,300 feet per second. I wanted to get a 12 gauge load that was as comparable as possible to that, and to find that I'd get a different brand of ammo, but it's Winchester Double X. Again, 12 gauge, 3.5 inches, going 1,300 feet per second, 2 ounces of number 5 shot. So all of these stats line up the same as our 10 gauge shells. The only difference here should be, besides one's made by Winchester and one's made by Federal, that one's 10 gauge and one's 12 gauge. So we've got these turkey targets for patterning our shotguns, and this is supposed to be a life-size replica of a turkey head. When you hunt turkeys, you're trying to hit them in the head, not where all the meat is. We're going to be shooting this at 20 yards and then at 30 yards with each of our shotguns, and we'll come up and count how many BBs are in the head on each time. We'll put a fresh target on there each shot, and we'll see if there's a benefit for 12 gauge or 10 gauge either way. First up, the 12 gauge, 3.5 inch, 2 ounce, number 5 shot. We gotta go look at that. Well, at 20 yards, we blew it clear off the table, and oh man, it's gonna take us a while to count these up. There's lots of hits. We went through and marked all the hits with a Sharpie, and we're only counting, like if this line were to kind of continue around, and the ones that hit on the turkey here, like these are technically in the circle, but we only counted these ones, and we got 42 hits at 20 yards with the 12 gauge. Let's try the 10 gauge at 20 yards and see how it goes. Now the 10 gauge at 20 yards. That packs a punch. Gotta love that. I don't know. Just by looking at it, I'd say we have less hits with the 10 gauge than the 12 gauge. They're both full choke. Like, they got the full choke tube in the Brunelli, and the barrel on the New England's just a fixed full choke. So it should be about the same, but We'll have to count, but it doesn't look like it has quite as many. With the 10 gauge, I only counted 26 hits, which is quite a few less than our 12 gauge with 42 hits. Let's go back to 30 yards and see what it looks like. Now we're back at 30 yards. Let's see how many hits we get with the 12 gauge. Pretty slick. Let's go check it out. Well, at 30 yards, this looks like quite a few less hits on our turkey. We'll go count them. So at the 12 gauge at 30 yards, I counted 20 hits. That's less than half that we got at 20 yards. So 10 yards back makes a big difference. Let's try the 10 gauge and see how it does. 30 yards with the 10 gauge. See how many pellets we can get on there. Love that. Again, that pattern has opened up a lot. Let's go count. Right at 30 yards, the 10 gauge, I count 15 hits on the head. That's a little better than half on there than we had from the 20-yard shot with the 10 gauge. I mean, should we step it back to 40 and see how that goes? I don't think we're going to have very many hits on either gun. All right, we are 40 yards back from that paper turkey target. Let's see how many hits we get on there with the old 12 gauge. Well, one thing that's different at 40 yards, it didn't knock our board off the table, and it has every other time. And we can go through here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, if you count that one. Still 11 hits, but that's got to be it. I think you're supposed to have at least 10 hits and call that your range. So 12 gauge with a 3.5-inch shell, 2 ounces of number 5 shot, 40 yards is probably your maximum distance that you're going to be hunting turkeys with. Let's try the 10 gauge. Okay, 40 yards with the 10 gauge. Let's see if we can get at least 10 hits on that head. Whew, let's go look at it. So again, that time it didn't knock it off the table at 40 yards with the 10 gauge. It just pushed it back a little bit. And let's see, if we count that one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You could almost count that one. It's just kind of in the feathers, but still in the circle and on the bird. So we'd say 5. So with only 5 hits on the head, I don't think 40 yards is a workable option for the 10 gauge. Well, let me know in the comments below how you like the 10 gauge and the 12 gauge. I've taken a couple turkeys with this 10 gauge and it's done it just fine. I haven't ever been out at 40 yards though. So anyways, I think 40 yards would work with this 12 gauge. And it seems like 10 gauge is becoming less and less popular. Very few companies are making it or chambering it anymore. But 12 gauge is really caught up with their 3.5-inch shells. They're patterning even better than with the 10 gauge. I didn't expect that, but I don't know. I still like both. Well, I hope you like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in our next videos. We've got more shotgun videos we can do, and we'll see you next time. Look at all those turkeys, huh? all of these are hens. So here they are. Just, I mean, I'm literally like right in my truck, like right here. So can't wait for the season to start.